Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Saturday. It is the 4th of June 2022. I'm going to look at the ninth race for Monmouth, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. I mean it, around the world. Remember to go check out my Epsom Derby preview today from Epsom in the UK. Tomorrow, my Prix du Jockey Club Derby preview video from Chantilly, which is the French Derby, and of course next week you have the Belmont Stakes, but I think you know that already. But it's going to be an excellent weekend of racing. Let's look at the ninth race from Belmont, which is the Pennine Ridge Stakes. It's a grade 2 event going for a purse $200,000, race for 3-year-olds here. 7 horses are entered. Keep in mind the 1 horse is MTO. I think we should be pretty good. We should be on the turf with this one, so the one will probably scratch. We'll be down to a field of 6 horses, heading over to the inner turf course, the distance of ground of about 1,800 meters, or the about 1 mile and 1/8 trip on the Belmont inner turf course. 1,800 meters, about 1 mile 1/8. Rails are out at 35 feet, so just keep that in mind. And this is probably the most wide open race I've looked at in the last 6 weeks or so, if not longer, because I think out of the 5 or 6 horses that are going to run on the turf here, you could probably give a chance to any one of the 6 horses. So if you're going to play the late pick 4, you might want to all this race and see if you can find some singles in some of the other legs, because it's just, any of these horses I think can win. But as a top selection, I would take the 4 horse Napoleonic War. We'll go 4, 6, 7, 3 in the superfecta. 4, 6, 7, 3 super. Top selection of 4 horse Napoleonic War. 3-year-old colt by Warfront. Chad Brown trains this one. Flavia and Pratt gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 5th of May at Belmont. Mile 16th on the Widener turf course and optional 80 Claimer. Stepping down in class from his previous race, which was a good confidence builder. He won by a nose that day. He was a little bit wide, but from a tracking position, he slowly moved his way up and got there in the nick of time. I thought it was a very good race. Coming here, hopefully staying a little closer on a speed favoring inner turf course, I think he could really run a good race, and I think his buyers are definitely up to scratch to run a good race against these horses. 2 back, first off the bench, he ran a Keelan, 1 mile 16th, 8th of April in the Grade 3 Transylvania Stakes, and he finished 4th by 1.5 lengths that day, and he had a very, very troubled trip that day. He didn't break that well, got shuffled out of it, shuffled in the lane. He just couldn't get there. With a better trip, maybe he would have won, but also probably need the race first off the bench. And then his previous race, his debut came the 21st of January at Tampa, 1 mile on the turf in the main special weight 25K, winning by 3/4 of the length, 3 1/4 lengths that day. He came from nowhere, he split horses nicely, and he got the job done in a dead heat with the winner. But he's definitely been on the improve with every single race. He's training well, should get a good trip. At 3-1, let's use him. You also have to give kudos to the 6 horse here, Emmanuel, 5-2, 3-year-old colt by More Than Ready, Todd Pletcher trains. I Ride Choose Jr. gets them out. First time turf. Most recently, they ran the horse in the bluegrass at Keelan, a mile 8th on a good main track on the 9th of April. And he finished 3rd by 6 1/4 lengths that day. And, he was setting the pace that day. He was bumping in the lane. He got overtaken by Xander and Smile Happy. He ran his heart out there. Coming here, slowing it down on the front and going a mile and 1/8 in his turf debut. I think he could really go a long way here today. His workouts locally haven't been half bad. He's another horse. He should definitely handle the turf. Another horse you have to use here is a 7 horse Unanimous Consent. Chad Brown trains one. Manny Franco gets him out. Most recently in the Woodhaven at Aqueduct, going a mile 16th on the 23rd of April. He won by 1 3/4 lengths. So stupidly wide that day, but he got the job done, closing up from nowhere. Before that at Tampa in February, going a mile 16th in option 75. First time winners, won by a half length, closing up from nowhere. Another very good race. He's a horse that closes up from nowhere. On the inner turf course, it's hard to do at Belmont, but good horses can overcome that. 8-5, definitely use in your late pick 4. And you also have to give kudos, like I said, to the 3 horse Limited Liability. Another deep closer at times, but he can sit closer like he did in the Pilgrim here last October. He won most recently at Keelan in April very nicely. And he always has these weird trips, but if you have a clear trip, he could definitely win. 6-1. Use him on the multis in this very wide open Pennine Ridge. To recap my selection for the 9th from Belmont, it is the Pennine Ridge Stakes. Let's take the 4 horse Napoleonic War as a top selection. We'll go 4, 6, 7, 3 super. We'll use all 4 of them, if not even all, in the late pick 4. Like I said, a very wide open race here. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.